Hey guys, Zuckers getting into it, and today I'll be doing a compilation of a video of talking about the characters because I know I only talked about Monica and Sayuri, and I'm going to do information on Sayuri. Sorry, my voice, I don't know why my voice is like this, but I'm going to do Misaki, Luna, Misaki, Kana, and I think that's it. Yes, and that is it, I think. Okay, no. Misaki, Luna. Misaki, Luna. Oh, Tsubaki. Yeah, Tsubaki. Okay, that's the girl. Okay, let's get to it. I almost forgot her. Okay, place of birth, place of birth, Japan, nationality Japan, birthday July 7th, age 18, alive, type A, blood, and good. Misaki is a young girl acting as an assistant as an unnamed temporary owner as Visication who has made her debut in 2017 PC version of Dead Life 6 Extreme 3 Untitled Dead Life 6 Extreme Visication. You already know her parents. I don't think I need to say anything about that. Her personality, I think let's get over it. Misaki was a shy individual, such as was often exemplary resulted to the pose and particularly skimpy attire for photos or pose, much skin preferring to wear a sweater over a swimwear. She is also known for somewhat naive, as believed that Zack claims that the statue on the island is dedicated to its god from the ancient time, despite the evidence posting it, and the same even tricked by Nitengu into thinking that the statue was obsessed. She also failed to realize that Kana wasn't only instead of a human, thinking her horns were merely decorations. Wait, really? She never decided to touch them or pull them? That's what I'm wondering. Did she pull them? If you think it was real, you would at least touch it or pull it, maybe. I guess she doesn't do that. But she was also fairly friendly with the other girls, owing to her shy nature, occasionally shudder when she's speaking to people. Owing her role in planning out events on the island, she also frequently had to take charge and ask suggestions regarding how to plan upcoming festivals and even direct other girls to introduce newcomers. Okay, relationship with her sister, Misaki. Overprotective older sister, unlike Misaki, despite of the owners at the worst part, sometimes being a tsundere towards him at best. Oh my gosh. I don't want to see a Fortnite advertisement. Jeez. Okay, where was I? Being a tsundere towards him at best implied that the root of his hostility was due to her believing that he was somewhat taking advantage of her, thanks to Misaki referring to him as the title of her Misaki overall cares for Misaki, as well as adopt overprotective manner and frequently compliment Misaki attire several times. Honoka seems to have a friendly relationship with Honoka. She has worked with her later, helped set up the Venus Vacation Festival, also invited her to the pajama party first, also invited Misaki night-long party at the owner's place, although Misaki mostly attempted to watch over her and the Tengu to make sure things didn't get out of hand, especially with the latter. Likewise, Honoka helped her with the cover girl photo shoot despite Misaki's own misgiving towards it. However, there is one incident while changing into a swimsuit where Misaki ended up with an odd comment that creeped Honoka out, which is heavily implied that related Honoka's famous assets. They also frequently hung out, and also Marie was considering themselves to be book, a Japanese trope equivalent to a funny man and a comedy duo. Mirrors the Tsunugami, a trope to the straight man of the duo, helping set up the main festival. Misaki considers training with Honoka instead, realizing she made a mistake with Momichi, and he told me along with Kokoro, Misaki, and Honoka also came up with an idea in throwing a banquet with honor, and he gains a massive rank. Maria Rose. She seems rather fond of Maria, which implies due her cute appearance. However, while Maria Rose's polite disposition towards Misaki, in turn, she frequently gets annoyed by Misaki's comparing her to a child, which Misaki's being largely oblivious to this announced and learned the hard way when Maria Rose had the owner buy her a food via paycheck as revenge. Tengu. They largely get along well. Nintendo, although the latter has shown some Huntiness towards her, and additionally Nintendo likes to prank Misaki, once posing as a vicious god voice, another time hypnotizing her, thinking she was a cat, also voiced her opinion now setting up the Venus Festival and going off a bad start. During the pajama party, Nintendo also played an unspecific game with Hitomi and Misaki, repeatedly beat them at it, and Misaki suspecting her the name she was the fact Tengu and not human, accused of using magic to win the game, although Nintendo neither confirmed nor denied the accusation. When the two were invited at the night-long party at the owner's place, Misaki decided to watch over Nintendo after she implied she might harm the owner with her various Tengu techniques. She later worked with Nintendo for the second New Year card photo they also entered in a minor argument who looked the best. Hitomi Misaki had some respect for Hitomi as evidenced by wanting to work with her and Momiji and exercising with them. However, she ultimately regretted when she learned the full nature of the exercise. They also played the game with Nintendo and repeatedly lost her. Although Misaki suggested they try to use alternative strategies to defeat her, Hitomi refused, wishing to beat Nintendo fair and square. Ayane. Misaki has some degree of respect for Ayane, often referring to her as atrocious such as Ayane-chi, with the English localization toned this by having her instead of referring to her as Ayane girl. Although Ayane implied to be annoyed with this sort of behavior, she is also aware Ayane and Kazumi's status as half-split siblings and used that in the attempt to tone down their slight ominous towards each other. In addition, she and Ayane disagree somewhat over the vicious god status on the island, later in particular seeing that the host paid off with the particular owner. Island also acted as a minor mentor sort towards Misaki regarding skincare, and with Ayane's personal request that Misaki assisting her to test out the recently developed softening beauty and treatment method on the island. Kokoro seems to have a good working relationship with Kokoro as she asks for her advice regarding how to set up the Venus Festival and also help pitch some ideas. Kokoro also was very fond of Misaki, and evident she only admitted she wished Misaki had been her younger sister. Oh, that's cute. Well, Kokoro does have a sister, which is Helena, which is an older sister. I wonder if they know that for in their life vindication in this like universe, or is it just like they don't know yet? Momiji has respect for her. Misaki has some respect for Momiji as evidenced by wanting. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, Helena Douglas. Misaki means respect for Helena, which implies due to her status as the CEO of Dog Tech, she also went to ask her advice on how to set up the Venus Festival, but when it seems to be going off the best start. Kasumi Misaki seems a fond friendship with Kasumi, her once asking her, getting her fortune told via her divination. Luna, they seem to get along the most part, Misaki even calling her Bunny Luna, which is Luna Ponyo, the Japanese version, due to the latter external regarding acting like a bunny. However, she told her that her meeting up with her job, that they're not doing any more cat business, with Luna meowing an apology after referring to when Misaki to a lesser extent. Luna got hypnotized by Nintendo. She seemed to have some respect for Misaki, as when her sister Nagisa crudely remarked that the good things in beauty. Misaki also educated Luna on the concept of summer vacation, or at least how they celebrate it in Japan, after learning Luna never actually had experience with summer vacations due to constantly doing field work. Tamaki, that was her name, Tamaki. Misaki's first meeting Tamaki was best described as awkward. She was constantly photographed by latter via her cell phone, much as Misaki extreme Raktu. Eventually, Tamaki get close to Misaki for comfort, start making extremely suggestive comments to her, causing Misaki to become disturbed enough at Tamaki's behavior that she proceeds to flee from while screaming for us on their son, largely because of the incident. Misaki disturbed Tamaki, even attempted to warn her friend Kokoro about her, although she eventually grew uncomfortable around her, referred to as Tamaki by appropriate as Shion-an. Li Feng. She was nervously nervous when meeting Li Feng, mostly because she heard from the owner that she has a frightening temper, although after Li Feng set her straight about she only gets angry regarding unfair elements and actually is a calm most time, largely took a liking to Li Feng. Also talked to Misaki into wearing revealing outfits in order to undergo special training to have her get over Misaki's insecurity and showing off her body. Fiona and Misaki interact with each other during the dancing party of love, where they had small talk regarding where Fiona came from and how she arrived at the island. Misaki met Kana when meeting with Nagisa shortly later meet Kana like Misaki. She was intentionally unaware of Kana's true status as an Oni after accidentally discovered by patting her head and touching her horn, as well as admitting her age. She thought it was cool befriending her. She is rather close to the owner and is implied to be slightly infatuated with him, and the closeness with the owner can be seen in the Japanese version by she constantly referring to him as owner rather than as horrific. She is seen to be entrusted with the son of various events for the island. Zack, although they are actually never seen or interacted with each other, Misaki implied to work for Zack at the Venus Vacation Island, also seemed to be somewhat aware of his more sloppy handling things, as complained that he was irresponsible when she learned that the owner was take over his place and arrived without knowing what his job entailed. And Shinobi's Master Sarakaka New Link, although Misaki does not appear in the physical game and this gacha game for a collaboration between this game and V's Vacation, her original debut, her regular bikini with jacket acts as a limited time costume for Sarakaka Shiki. Trivia. Misaki is second live character debut in the Extreme game rather than the main series game, with Lisa Hilton being the first. Owning to Misaki's love for the stars, her birthday falls on the Japanese festival Tabate. On the note, she also is one of 3 girls whose birthday falls on the real world holiday, and others being her sister Misaki, whose falls on the Children's Day Japan, and Mira's, who falls under the Sweden national holiday. All of them Misaki only whose birthday connection to the holiday explicitly mentions in the game. According to the girl in the game, Misaki identified as Miss. According to her self-introduction episode, she was allowed to the island due to the passing support test and didn't participate beforehand. She was fortunate to go to the island before due to the island's festival, piquing her interest, and also got permission to go with her parents, otherwise not wanting to go. Her 6th episode indicates that aside from Misaki, she also has a younger brother. Oh wow, she has a younger brother. English localization of the episode also notoriously referred to Misaki as being her younger sister when she actually referred to her as an older sister in Japanese version. Although it does correctly identifies her as her older sister in English localization, you are both idols during the adult flower viewing party. Misaki has a costume based on Lisa from the Destiny series as part of the collaboration between game Dead Life Vacation. Misaki is the only one that adds on original characters of Vacation that shows aware of Zack's existence as his role managing Venus Island, not counting veteran characters additional such as Li Feng, as indicated referred to Zack in the 2nd main episode referring to that man who wears sunglasses, as well as the 5th episode when she admits she's slightly creeped out by the island's god statue which just looks like him, indirectly referring to Zack. She is also only the 2 who adds original characters for Venus Vacation, indirectly referred to Zack, with others Monica, whose city man matches his description as being the reason she wished to become a dealer. And Trailer in the first anniversary she met when logging in the game Misaki is shown grabbing Ono-san's hand and running up the stairs when previously the pole dance area, an exciting manner similar to Fiona in her level 7 episode, yet she is never described in any episode event itself. Misaki's pre-order costume for Scarlet is most likely referring to her brief being hypnotized by Nintendo act like a cat. So far, Misaki's the only greenification girl, including 9 girls from Extreme 3 adds on whose default outfit is not her character SSR. Instead, her SR outfit, while her actual SR outfit is actually the white dress. On that note, she only is the girl who doesn't start out as a 2-piece bikini that her favorite color instead of her SR outfit. The promo of the second half of the White Day 2018 about Misaki being informed that Ono-san that received an invitation for a 2-week vacation elsewhere and suggests that she take time off at the time. Second half Extreme Scarlet she had released when the poem most likely referring to Misaki's role in the game. Let me see. In the Japanese version for the game, Misaki addresses owners without any pronunciation or horrification, with the downplay in the English version, whereas alongside with the other girls rarely address owner by the name instead largely refer to him as the boss. During the Shinobi Master Sarakage Link Cross event, she was wearing one of the Misagari's sister outfit. This referred to her as her voice actor, Mami Subaki, voicing Renko, one of the Misagara sisters in Sarakagura franchise since Esto versus. Oh, really? It's really interesting. According to Sudaki Lee, is from the second anniversary coverage their live or Venus Vacation. Misaki was created to act as the helper of her owner who is constantly by his side. In addition, he has also indicated that her more shy character implied as her extension as her soft engine. One of the more similar constant art, including the coverage of indicating that Misaki was originally going to have pink hair similar to Hanoko. Well, that was a good thing because people were comparing characters to that was going to look like Maria Rose or Hanoko or Kasumi, which is good. They decided not to have her have pink hair, which is really interesting. Letting her have pink hair, it's just really interesting. And so let's get on to Luna. And as for Luna, her birth date is like unknown, so we don't know what her birth date is, and also her nationality we don't know yet. And a lot of people thought she was from like India or she was like a Native American because she had feathers, but that was unconfirmed and someone did it wrong. And I did that I clarified it like last year because I thought she was, but she wasn't. And so no one knows like her birth date. Well, her birth date is October 15 and she's 18 years old. So we can't really tell what her nationality is though. Maybe she's an alien because maybe that's why, I don't know. And her relationship, her grandfather, Luna indulged to having a grandfather implies that she gained her love for roasted sweet potatoes for him, which she told the owner. Honoka, she and Honoko got along very well as they both acted as cheerleaders to Fiona's strength building via rock climbing and also offered her advice on how to do it similar. Both also were hand-picked by both Momiji and the owner as Mikoto's the second New Year festival, including fortune telling. Although Luna is particularly implied not understand the concept of Miko shrine maidens at all, while Honoka, although familiar with the practice, was inexperienced due to the Mikoto shrine not existing in the shopping district. Luna also educated Honoka with the concept of Easter, or very least Easter Bunny, when working with her and Kana on event relating to the holiday. Maria Rose, she and Maria Rose acted as rivals during the Goddess game, although the aftermath indicated they were fairly friendly to each other outside the game. She and Maria Rose also later teamed up in the field work doing during their free time with Luna, and this these designing the latter act as the captain referred to as the current swimsuit more national theme and explored the island as well as Maria Rose navigating through the jungles due to having prior experience traveling. She admitted that to Maria Rose that part of her motivation for exploring the jungle to find owner's secret stash of roasted sweet potatoes, although they were not able to find before dusk. Nonetheless, Luna did admit she found her bond with Maria Rose to be far more important than finding her roasted sweet potato stash. Also implied that it was owner's idea for them to join up. Nutungu once used to Luna as the test subject and hypnotized her as training, making her act like a cat. However, although it had indicated work, she ultimately returned to her usual self, with Nutungu implying that it failed to work because Luna was no inherent interested in acting like one. He told me. Luna briefly met with Hitomi and Ayane took her to ask Hitomi for advice, also expressed shock when she learned that Luna was apparently an alien, and when Ayane briefly alluded to her as a rookie of dinners with Luna, jokingly confirming. In addition, Hitomi also freely explained her with the typical greeting used among karate and other martial arts users was Osu, and Japanese version of Aiya. With the English version, when Luna expressed confusion to the term, she also trained with Luna at the bit and the concept. Later did pose alongside with Ayane and Luna, causing her to redden a speechless. Also were paired to find a treasure on the island, also implied that she was familiar with Hitomi training regain, as she was discussing as a otherwise unrelated training session with Luna regarding strength building for Venus, as well suggesting having Hitomi train her due to expression of strength, only to learn from Fiona that she wouldn't even handle that kind of training after Honoka obviously mentioned that Hitomi fights as a bear part of her training. Ayane, so far Ayane is the person that Luna has the most interaction with. Ayane largely was annoyed with Luna due to her odd quirks, and with her speculating that Luna a alien due to Luna admitting she came to Venus Island to investigate the planet, as well as her overall extra nature, and often regarding tags along with Luna for various adventures, as well as accepting her as requested to be her friend. Although the latter has Ayane making Luna swear to report anything she found in her island investigation of the island as a condition of accepting, due to Ayane also trying to do her investigation to the island when entitling and attempting to refuse Luna. She implied that mostly because, thanks to her background, she had trouble being trustworthy with even ordinary humans. It's heavily implied that she's only ended up guiding Luna around because Owner deemed Ayane to be the most suited, giving newcomers the tour. Largely due to her own past, Ayane also hesitated accept Luna's friendly demeanor during the former birthday party. Also, she nevertheless was glad she was a present. That's very interesting because maybe she is an alien, because maybe that's why she doesn't have a birthplace or where she lived, which would make sense in her odd position and her face and expression and her understanding humans. And she said humans a lot, so maybe she is an alien or she's a different species from another planet. I wonder what planet it is if she was from. Kokoro acted as Luna's partner during the goddess game, playing the role as her henchwoman and Li Fang's film. Although Kokoro was slightly baffled by the role she was played, afterward they seemed to have a friendly demeanor to each other. Mimichi, and Luna seemed to get along very well, although Mimichi was slightly embarrassed to having to do Ponyo pose to her request. They also worked together with the spa event, including to the jungle get to necessary ingredients for various locations. No further explosions, no location explosions. Kasumi was shown to be somewhat amused by Luna's quirky nature, as evident by the time she, Ayane, and Luna worked together to help set up the first anniversary of the Venus Island, as well as clear car souvenirs, which, despite her chuckling, watched Ayane scolding Luna while the latter V the V finger poses. However, while more torment and Luna's quirks, she is also weirded out by the certain degree by as evident by her action of making a pose declaring Misty Bloom subject as Luna making similar declaration. Misaki, they seem to get along most part, with Misaki even calling her Bunny Luna. I think I've read this before. Yes, I read this before. Similar to when explaining why she chose Ayane instead of Misaki to help her with acting as the festival leader, she admitted that she had felt bad asking for her help with implied by Ayane as understanding her reasoning and didn't want to put more work on Misaki due to her level of technical working on the island. Luna, after admitting that she never actually had experienced the vacation island due to constantly doing field work, was educated on the concept of summer vacation, or at least how they celebrated in Japan, by Misaki. Tamaki, when meeting her, she was stirred by Tamaki's tendencies of girl breast, although to lesser extent the other girls she eventually returned to favor to Tamaki. Tamaki later giving her the dose of romance and admitting that she was interested in Tamaki's managing. Tamaki also mentioned she was cute in the Wonderland theme attire, with Luna taking her heart in love shortly after the festival. She had enough she had a personality to ask a her agreed to Tamaki's assessment. Li Feng She and Li Feng acted as rivals during the Goddess game after materials filmed that Li Feng wrote, although the aftermath indicated that they were fairly friendly with each other outside the game. Fiona, she get along well with Fiona and also aided her alongside during. Yeah, I did that one. Fiona in turn returned to favor later on by helping Luna with the pool hopping events, supplying her with the appetizing outfit, allowing Luna to maintain balance on the top of the platform using priority experience with Tamaki. Kana and Luna meet up each other while the latter, Beef, and her friend Hanoka were preparing for the ally-related event. Luna's very studious individual was very interested in learning Kana's stage as an Oni and Krachaza's Hanoka's shocked when slightly disbelieving in Kana's claims as being able to summon thunder and lightning, and largely due to Kana's early prank about claiming she was an Oni that Motoro encountered with Kana deciding to prove them. This resulted in Kana's actually destroying Luna and Hanuka's outfit, although Luna was largely forgave her for this due to the accident nature of the event. She is shown to be fairly fond of the owner, largely because she's providing her with a roasted sweet potato when she was starving. She at one point even asked him out on a date in English rather. She frequently asked the owner's son as Sir, excepting for her free logging days. Trivia. Trivia. Luna's the third character to be introduced in the Extreme series. Her rabbit-like pose used Ponya in the Japanese version, Boing in English, an illusion of the moon rabbit benefiting her name when meeting with Hitomi in the Japanese of the Messenger of the Moon event episode and learning what term was okay. We learned that one. Even though Luna was born on October 15, her birthday episode was released on October 14. She implies that the episode that she celebrated early due to her owner becoming impatient, and presumably because her status as the first DLC Extreme Vacation Girl. Luna's the only girl who has a teaser video released due prior to her formal and debut announcement. Lose the only two vacation characters not heard. And let's do Tamaki. This is Tamaki. Tamaki is from Japan, nationality Japan. Her birthday is August 19th, age 22, status alive, blood type B, and personality neutral. And I don't think you need to see her character personality. I think you already know this since you played the game. And for relationships, Honoka, unlike her friend Maria Rose, Honoka was a bit more friendly to Tamaki, although she was intentionally terrified when Tamaki groped her. Tamaki was trying to decide the owner's taste, look over Honoka's photos, and know that she was also cute. Maria Rose was familiar with Tamaki, though associated with Helena, and was largely very disturbing of Tamaki, which highly implies due to her Tamaki's more lewd reputation. She once warned her friend Honoka about Tamaki and being aggressive, implied that to be related to Tamaki's obsession with fondling best, and Helena was apparently aware of Maria Rose's distrust of Tamaki, as she warned her that Mary Rose was probably would school Tamaki again if she came close. As such, she will also recollect the to wear anything Tamaki supplies to her unless it was mandated by owner, and she was also mad that she found Tamaki suspicious whenever she left. Nintengu, she is willing to work with Nintengu as part of the assignment is such as mandated, and they share a friendly rivalry, especially regarding the owner. Also had discussions with Nintengu regarding how similar humans and Tengus were, or rather how similar she was and Nintengu were. They would also work together as the tour guides as the island, trying to find date spots with the owner. She and Nintendo also had more ambitions moment together, which resulted in walking up in the same room, which owner discovered it was the place she was trying to show off her new outfit in the upcoming festival, but went a bit farther than due to being drunk. With being the recent recording of the debut log, the full detail of what happened other than being business related. Hitomi Tamaki alongside Nagisa helped prepare for Omishi New Year's meals in Japan. Hitomi requested, although Tamaki suggested, slightly irritated Hitomi. She also wasn't particularly fond of Tamaki's simple-minded thoughts of her alcoholic beverage, as evidenced by her complaint to Tamaki when the latter suggested giving chocolate liquor to the owner for Valentine's Day. Although Ayane and Tamaki yet interacted on the screen, Tamaki was the least familiar with Ayane, and the familiar relationship to Kasumi. After the event of the first anniversary, she was reassured Kasumi that even though Ayane doesn't communicate much, she does intend to care for her half-sister. In addition, during Don't Let These Bunnies Die of the Loneliness episode arc, Ayane supplied design for Luna proposed swimsuit team designed for the event to Tamaki, and Luna stayed, with it being heavily implied that Tamaki's more aggressive approach towards girls was the reason Luna was unwilling to provide them to Tamaki directly, with Ayane understanding completely. Kuroko, unlike her friend Misaki, intently, Kuroko didn't mind Tamaki too much when meeting her, allowing her to supply her an outfit, although she was nothing less somewhat wary of her lewd actions. Kokoro was somewhat embarrassed when Tamaki attempted to tighten her anniversary dress in front of Helena. Momoichi and Tamaki briefly befriended each other largely due to their common high regard for Helena. However, Momoichi eventually became more nervous about Tamaki at an incident where Tamaki not only photographed her but also torn her dress during an implied groping attempt, when she was a bit irritated when Tamaki jokingly claimed that she was Panther like a little sister despite being the older than Momoichi by a couple years. Helena, Tamaki, and Helena knew each other since before this arrival, On the Vivification Island, although the extent of the relationship is unknown, Tamaki claims that Helena acted as a brief factor regarding to her fashion piece, although Helena implies that the description was mostly exaggerated by Tamaki. Either way, Tamaki seemed to have a quite bit of respect for Helena, even going so far as referring to her as Sama in the Japanese version, Miss Helena in the English localization. Helena, on her part, treating her as more of a civil manner, and also directed the owner to beach when she was suspected that Tamaki was passed out drunk from the Hana party in the previous night. Helena also implied not to improve Tamaki's more girl-obsessed nature, but nonetheless allowed due to realizing she cannot seem to control herself. Helena was also responsible for arranging for the Hana party that officially welcomed Tamaki to the island and setting up, although she was implied that more to prevent Tamaki from so directly due to her tending to go wild when setting up parties. Helena seemed to be aware of Tamaki's flaws, and she also made it twice when the owner that she was a handful and someone trouble, though she nevertheless vouched her and explained that she nevertheless believed in benefit and the Beautification Island in the long run due to her very skilled wardrobe designer capabilities. Although Tamaki has immense respect for Helena, she does not approve her groping, as evident during her participating in the spa event with Monica and Helena. Kasumi, unlike Momiji, Kasumi didn't mind Tamaki too much. She was slightly amused by Tamaki's personality. She also had some fondness with Tamaki, likeness to her sister. However, she still had some wariness to Tamaki's more lewd aspect, admitting she was embarrassed by Tamaki groping her. Okay, Tamaki first meeting Misaki was best described as awkward. I think I read this one. Okay, Big Sis Tommy. Tommy Ni is Japanese version with the latter request, most likely comparison due to Misaki having an older sister. Tamaki also worked with regarding helming a first-time rock climbing event, although Tamaki ended up breaking various girls while they were climbing Misaki, and she's eventually forced Tamaki to climb and humiliate herself while the other girls watch as revenge. She also planned to hear her Christmas event as well as Melting Her Heart Valentine's Day event, although former had been a suspicion that Tamaki was planning weird stuff for Christmas and later had Misaki intentionally intending her to keep preparing chocolate for only in Valentine's Day secret, although Tamaki and Hitomi pretty much spoiled the surprise, and although that Tamaki may be a bit rival regarding to give the chocolate under her nose. Tamaki, when trying to engage the owner's interest in regarding the photo look over Misaki's photo and dissuaded that she had a thing for the owner and that she was more comfortable being around him. Luna, similar to other girls, Luna got disturbed by Tamaki groping her, although far lesser extent. She eventually exacted a payback by groping Tamaki in turn, with the latter admitting that she was interested in Tamaki's measuring. Tamaki also mentions that she was cute in Wonderland entire thing, and I read that already. Li Feng and Tamaki were familiar with each other, with the Li Feng in particular accepting partially revealing wardrobe condition for Misaki with special training to give her insecurities, which Misaki guardian. They later worked together for the spa event alongside with Oni named Kana. Fiona, although and Tamaki only interacted in the spring appetizing selection, implied that Fiona was less aware of Tamaki's more infamous reputation as she expressed shock that Tamaki was in her room. Tamaki checked up on her when she is hearing crying due to Fiona falling off her bed and failed attempt to at practicing dance lessons. Tamaki then offered a supply for her, which means that practicing dancing, which she had a marginal better a success, especially after Tamaki grabbed her and ensured that she stayed still long enough to avoid falling in the water when she Fiona panicked. She and Misaki met later, regularly accepted that the owner request to helm the event Tamaki was apparently familiar with. Misaki's peers to meeting her and being told about her by Misaki and takes Misaki's liking, although Misaki left awkward to attention Tamaki gave her. She also worked with her, and Hitomi allowed a request to prepare only sushi and the New Year's meal. They also held a slight rivalry which stemmed largely from the different philosophy on how to behave as an older sister to Misaki, with Nagi-san not approving Tamaki's pushy attempt to getting Misaki to revealing outfits prior to meeting her. However, Misaki was reasoning why Tamaki was given the nickname Big Sister Tommy ni in Japanese, okay, we know that, by Misaki as the comparison. Kana met Tamaki and Li Feng after smelling the result of the lotion for then recent spa session test. Tamaki, mostly due to the pitting, Kana missing out, squeezed her at least a minute and applied for the spa despite it technically ending so she get the experience. Tamaki intended to apply the aesthetic didn't go over too well since Kana was an oni and had significantly more sensitive skin compared to most humans, resulting in being tickled excessively as well. Although she ultimately didn't mind due to her skin getting care she was desired, Tamaki provided Kana with a rather revealing lingerie for the pajama party, with Kana not minding too much due to wanting to appear sexy for her owner. Tamaki met Monica on the island and suggested they compete by doing a 3-round poker, with the loser being treated to massage between the rounds, with the winner supplying it. Unlike the Monica previous matches against Li Feng and Luna and Honoka regarding to the beach race and Old Maid. Repeatedly, Monica actually won 3 rounds of the poker, which implied due to Tamaki being distracted, causing Tamaki to give her a massage for all the rounds because Monica earlier bet Tamaki also provided Monica with sweets and ladder requests. Tamaki also helped Monica practicing her poker face by having her try some new gel to relax her facial features, with her later joining Monica and Helena during the spa treatment. She is shown to be very flirty with the owner and having attempted infatuation with him. Her closeness with the infatuation with the owner is further highlighted in the Japanese version, where she uses kun and reference to the owner. Owing to this, she also times playful refuses owner's advances, as implied by the one of her winning poses in animation where she said, "No, you naughty boy," in a various flirtatious tone, owning her wishing to be the close to the owner. She's willing to do any pose or wear any outfit, event those that weren't her personal choice in order to please him, and implies that because of the owner presence that the girls have more relaxed demeanor, even herself. On to the next girl. すごいな。うまるは今世界とつながってるよ。